All right, the reason why we wrap our systems, because even when we don't put fabric on the top, which we do that sometimes, as you guys know, we like the fully contained system in most cases, but in extreme cases, I want at least like a horseshoe shape, and then sometimes we don't do fabric on the top because we just want to move water with literally no interruption whatsoever. So here's what happens when you don't. I mean, besides this all being garbage, I mean, you know, it's ADS pipe from Home Depot, so it's garbage. Besides it being garbage, look at that, because there was no wrap. No wrap. So, you know, we see it all. Just want to share it with you guys. So this is why you have to wrap your French drain system, and it's not like all these gimmicks that you see, all the stuff that just ends up like this and in my dumpster and failing. And you guys always want to know, you know, how we handle the sod. Well, Marcelo and Valentine are working as a team. This stuff is, you know, done in pieces, and you know, they work around sprinklers, and you can see how just big and thick and heavy each piece is, because when we cut it with a sod cutter, we cut it as thick as it'll go, and we want to remove as much dirt as we possibly can. We want to get as much root as we possibly can. So you just take a sod cutter, put it on its deepest depth, and especially these yard drain issues, it's usually, you know, pretty damp, which means it's going to cut really nice for you. They have this system all buttoned up, and they're putting in some blind inlets as well, and you can see how this is perfect. I mean, just, you can't even tell we were here. You know, they're going to take a blower and just, you know, hit it so that the grass blades are back to standing. And then, you know, here's a good visual for you guys. So that's how the pop-ups look when we're done. So one of these is for roof runoff. The other is for a French drain system. The roof, when this goes up and you have leaves and shingle gravel, it's just going to end up in the grass, and the lawnmower is going to mulch it. So that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. You don't even know it was there, and it comes right out. This stuff just comes right out. So we have no problems with that. And the way we vent and put clean outs, you know, homeowners a lot of times, they'll just run a garden hose through. You know, it's kind of a feel-good thing. And then this pipe, it wasn't ran right, and it held water. You know what happens when you leave a pipe holding water? The trees sniff it out and they fill it full of roots. Here's one of our systems 10 years later. The homeowner was so happy with how dry their backyard is, they now have us putting a drain in the front yard. What you see, that's roots from grass plants. You got different sizes. Depending on what, if it's bluegrass, it's a vertical tap root. Certain grasses have rhizomes where the roots, they come through the fabric and then they grow along with the fabric. No matter what, as long as the root comes through the fabric, that's how water finds its way into our French drain system. So here's a system 10 years old. Here's one of our fabric pins that initially held the fabric in place. And the roots really are not developed right now like they will be in another month. It's early spring, the grass is waking up. It's pretty dormant, really. And we don't even have a lot of color. I mean, you can see how the grass is not lush, you know, it's just early spring. But the reason why our fabric drains so well, and it works better and better over time, as the development of roots grow through our double punched fabric with 2 different size holes, so that you can get those little roots in there that are a thread, and they can expand and keep that hole, that punched hole in the fabric that we use, so that water is free to flow down it. Now, this isn't magic, this isn't like a mystery, but for some reason, there's just a lot of people out there that just don't want to believe in it. They don't want to believe in it. They'll throw mud on it and say, look, water don't go through it. Well, we don't ever show a video of us throwing mud on our fabric. It's not a big deal if there's some dirt on our fabric. We grow grass on our fabric, or we put more stone on top. The same stone that's underneath the fabric we'll put on top, and it's called an open French drain. I have many videos showing that technique. Both work great. If you grow turf grass on your French drain and you have a double punched fabric like ours, and look, this is 10 years old. Look at the shape of this fabric. This is 4 ounce. I want to also mention that. This is 4 ounce fabric. Look at that. Nice, huh? Really good shape after 10 years. I mean, I really had to saw through that with a sharp blade knife so that I can peel this back and unearth this fabric, this 10-year-old fabric. You can see how clean it kept the French drain. You have the voids that move water open, so there's no dirt. No dirt migrated into this French drain system. It's probably cleaner than the day we put it in because the dirt washes through the inlets on high octane. And when this was installed, we used 8-slot yellow. So same thing, the dirt washes through the inlets and the pipe carries it out. So you can see this stone is cleaner than it's ever been. Honestly, since it's seen daylight, it hasn't been this clean, okay? So we unearthed it, we exposed it, there's no dirt in it. The water travels through these open voids. Gravity carries the water down these tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of roots. And in the fall, when it goes dormant and slows down, it's not as aggressive, the roots recede. The hole becomes enlarged for fall showers and spring showers. It takes a while for, right now this is dormant. These are very fine. You know, we have spring rain and the holes are wide open. This is performing very well. So our drainage systems by design work better once all the grass roots have grown through the double punch fabric. Don't let anybody tell you different. They just don't know any better. Now, there's many different types of fabrics out there, so beware. I've been told by subscribers, Menards, it doesn't drain worth a crap. You know, they're not punching the fabric. Non-woven geotextile fabric, that is such a broad category. We're talking tens of thousands of fabrics out there. And it's really rare to get one that's punched, let alone double punched. And I know this because I know how hard it was to get a manufacturer to do it. I literally had to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars and just make large purchases of fabric. So luckily, because we put so much in the ground, we were able to get it double punched. So anyways, there's a sod pin. Look at it, it's pretty, you know, another 10 years it's going to be gone, but it did its job. And so is the turf roots. Yep. Just like all our work, you can't even tell. So I'll come back and I'll mend that with a new piece of fabric. I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, until the next video.